name is Klaus Badelt. I write music for films here in Hollywood, and I'm very happy to have you here. Thanks. I started with Time Machine. I think was the first film I kind of did here. I did films like The Recruit, Al Pacino and Colin Farrell was in there. Like recently I did a film called Constantine, and the reason I was brought in was because I worked with the producer on the film where I helped out the composer. That was X-Men, Michael Kamen. Fantastic talent. I did quite a few films, but what came to the real light of day was a film called Pirates of the Caribbean, with tons of producers and executives involved, and very demanding, but was a great experience. I have to admit, it's great if a film goes around the world and people actually like it. I only had very little time for that, to be honest. Less than 4 weeks, less than a month, until the very last day. I mean, things like you're scoring the last day of a print master, which means print master is the day where the film leaves, the audio leaves the facility. That's after that it's done. It's like mastering a CD. So we're still scoring. Imagine you have a session guitarist come in for album production the morning before you actually master the CD. So that's kind of what we did. I did another film called The Pledge, which Sean Penn directed, and I had 10 days for that. And that was an approach where the writing was done while the recording would happen. So I assembled a small band, and we sat in the room and started playing. And basically I called the Miles Davis approach, because I heard that he did a couple of films just like that, just improvising, looking at the screen and playing. Writing music for film turns into not a one-man show, but turns into a real teamwork, just like on the set when shooting the film, or editorial, where you have assistant editors and sometimes even more than one editor. You know, it's a lot of management involved in writing music these days. I spent the whole summer on a film in China. They had 1,000 extras every day, just to give you an example of the scope of this film. And I had this fantastic director who showed me around his country. He sent me to explore all kinds of interesting, never seen before music, instruments, ideas. So thanks to your guys' help, we put a mobile recording setup together. We had a Logic setup on a laptop, a couple of laptops, the Octane on it, right, going into with ADAT in there, and the 1814. Really in no time, a very high quality recording setup in surround. I do all my samples in surround, so a good quality stereo this doesn't do for me anymore. Unfortunately, everything is like multi-channel these days. And we had 8 channels. Usually we did a certain set with a closed mic, a closed stereo, a room, a wide, and a room. For an 8-channel mobile recording setup, it's a great balance between fantastic quality, no coloration of the sound, and it worked perfectly fine. And it has to be stable and solid, and that's what it was. It was just, there was no trouble with it. Like in my writing room there in this apartment, I did sampling and recording. I did the surround setup because I like, what to me is very important in sounds is the ambience and the actual, to make it alive. I tell you, we even used them to augment our orchestra recording. It's on such high quality level, everything, and it's such a massive sound. Basically no limits. Technology is key. That's my way of writing. I write with computers, I always did. But to give you like a short history of how my setup was when I came here 8 years ago, my studio was then 18 EMU samplers, 25 or so Roland samplers, a couple of 4 Kurzweil, 2 or so, I don't even remember. Racks of stuff, machine room. I had Yamaha O2Rs, I think 4 or 5 of them. In the analog days, you had to de-hum a studio. It could take weeks. So that was my the first setup. Then I was just tired of like, where's that sound? Where's the CD-ROM? You have to pull it out. That sampler is full. Let's put it in there. The day where I discovered a software called Giga Studio, and that time Giga Sampler. I remember coming back from NAMM, seeing it, and told everybody in our studio, this is gonna be it, But I bought then, 16, 18 PCs in each studio. So I had 40 PCs, replaced all my O2Rs with the 2 Pro Tools, replaced all the EMUs and all the racks with racks now of PCs. At least then I had an unlimited sound library. They were networked. I could sit here and look at the big server drives and find the sound I want and load it. But I still felt like, I don't need this big mixer here just to have a volume knob. You know, I wish I have faders here and I have faders there with the MIDI fader box and the controller. Why can't it just switch as a MIDI fader for my MIDI stuff? Now, skip another year. It's not that much actually, a couple of years. Now, the project mix. Now finally this piece arrived where somebody actually thought about it. It's amazing. It's amazing. So it can change actually quite your way of writing and influences you. To me it does. I'm very technologically, like I like to push the envelope. So I have a G5. I have as many screens as you can connect right now. I hope soon more, that you can connect more. And my keyboard and the project mix. I tell you, you can do every major motion picture in the city you can do with the setup like this. You have this little button where you can do your MIDI fading and all these things, which is just, I think, remarkable. And you go back and you have your automation, you do your mixing like with the faders. So I eliminated everything you can see. Other than my espresso, there's nothing on this desk anymore. And I love that. I'm crazy like that. So I'm going to do the next film with this. Do a whole film just through this box.